So we have solved one-step equation, meaning you do one thing to find the answer. We have done two-step equations, meaning you have to do two things to find the answer or what the variable equals. And now we're doing multi-step equations, which means you have to do more than two things because it's multi-step, multiple steps. So we have 8x plus 6 plus 3x minus 2 equals 37. A good clue is to look at the side that has more than one term. So in this case, we're going to look at the left side here. And what we're going to look at first is we're going to see if there's any terms we can combine. So we have a term with an x, and we have another term with an x. And then we have a term with just a constant and another term that's just a constant. So we're going to look at 8x and 3x, and we're going to add our coefficients and get 11. Remember, the x stays the same. And then we're going to combine our constants. In this case, it's 6 minus 2, which is 4. Now we're to a two-step equation. So we're going to look at the side with the variable, look at our constant's being added, adding 4 to 11x, so we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. That cancels our constant, and our 11x comes straight down. And 37 minus 4 is 33. Then we're going to divide both sides by the coefficient to get x by itself, which in this case is 11, and 33 divided by 11 is 3. Okay? Example 2. A little bit tricky. I don't know if we even looked at these last year. We were supposed to, but I don't know if we got around to it. If you have a fraction, it makes it easier to eliminate the denominator. Okay, so the first thing we do is we find the least common denominator of our denominators. So we have 9, 2, and 3. Okay, so we can list them out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. And then we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and we have 9 and 18. So 18 is our least common denominator. Now that we know that, we go and we multiply both sides by 18. And we're going to use the distributive property in order to make this a little bit easier. We multiply each fraction by 18. So we have 18 times 7/9 x plus 18 times x over 2 minus 18 times 17/9 equals 18 times 2 over 3rd. So all we did in that step was we put 18 in front of each one of these fractions. Now we're going to multiply. And when we're multiplying, we're going to cross cancel. 9 goes into 9 once and then into 18 twice. 2 goes into 2 once, into 18 9 times, and 9 goes into 9 once, and 18 twice, and 3 goes into 3 once, and 18 6 times. Okay, so all I did in that step was canceled. Okay, now I'm going to go divide my whole number by the whole number in the parentheses. So I'm going to take 2 times 7x, and I'm going to get 14, because 2 times 7 is 14. Now I'm going to take 9 times x, which is 9 times 1x, and get 9x. 2 times 17 is 34, which they already did for you. And then I'm going to take 6 times 2, and I'm going to get 12. At this point, I'm at a multi-step equation. Okay? So I'm going to combine my like terms right here. 14x plus 9. So 14 plus 9 is 23. So I'm going to have 23x, bring down my minus 34, bring down my 12. Now I'm going to look at the side with the variable and look at my constant. The opposite of subtracting 34 is adding 34. So my constants cancel, bring my 23x down. 12 plus 34 is 46. Then I'm going to divide both sides by the coefficient, which in this case is 23. These cancel, leaving me with just x, and 46 divided by 23 is 2. Okay, so find the least common denominator, multiply each fraction by your least common denominator, and then solve just like a multi-step equation. where you add like terms, move the constant, divide by the coefficient. On Monday, David rides his bicycle M miles in 2 hours. We don't know how many miles he got, okay? On Tuesday, he rides 3 times as far in 5 hours. If his average speed for the 2 days is 12 miles per hour, how far did he ride on Monday? Round your answer to the nearest tenth. So we want to take distance over time and get the rate or the speed. We talked about this in chapter 4. Rate equals distance over time, which is exactly what that says. Distance over time equals average speed. Average speed is your rate. Okay? So, the distance, he went m miles. That's where we get our m. And then 3 times that distance, 3m. Okay? And we add those together. Because he went this far Monday, and on Tuesday he went this far. So we would add them to get our total. Then we're looking for total time. On Monday, he took 2 hours, and on Tuesday, he took 5 hours, and we would add those together to get our total time. So we combine our like terms. M plus 3m is 4m over 2 plus 5, which is 7, equals 12, because we know his average speed was 12 miles per hour because it tells us his average speed was. So now we have a denominator. Because we only have one fraction, we don't need to find the least common denominator. We just need to multiply both sides by the denominator, which is 7. Okay? So we multiply both sides by 7. That cancels the denominator because 7 goes into 7 one time and leaves us with just 4m, and then 7 times 12 is 84. Now we need to divide by the coefficient to get the coefficient by, or the variable by itself, and it's 4 in this case. And 84 divided by 4 is 21. So on Monday, he rode 21 miles. If we needed to know how far he traveled altogether, we would have to take 21 plus 3 times 21, because on Tuesday he rode 3 times as much, and we would get 21 plus 63, which would equal 84 miles total on Monday and Tuesday. This problem, you don't need to do that, but it might ask you sometime to do that. Okay, solve 1 and 2. 1 is just a multi-step equation where you combine like terms, move the constant, divide by the coefficient. Check it out. 2, you need to find the least common denominator, multiply each fraction by it, combine like terms, move the constant, divide by the coefficient. Good luck.